All right, the injuries, Dre Greenlaw's out, Elijah Mitchell out, Maurice Hurst is out, Aziz is doubtful, Tart questionable, DJ Jones questionable, Ambry Thomas questionable. Go ahead.
Dante come back today and have full
practice? Yeah, he got in last night and was at practice today.
Is he veteran enough status that, a Friday practice is enough for him to start on?
Yeah, that's enough for him.
You have to kind of see where he is, or have you already done that to kind of see where he is?
No, totally. I mean, he's obviously just a week out from it, and the grieving process takes a long time. So it was good to get him out there today. I think it was the first step, and we'll continue to talk to him throughout the weekend.
How much with some of these injured guys, is there any evaluation of maybe we can get them to Thursday? Like, does that play any to these decisions at all?
No. I mean, the most important game is the game that's ahead of us, and that's, Thursday is always tough right after that, but we wouldn't hold anyone out of this just so they could play in that game. If they could play in this game, they'd be playing.
How has Mitchell progressed this week? He was doing some conditioning on the side.
Yeah, he was better this week.
More optimistic for Thursday, maybe?
I'm not optimistic, but I hope so.
Is it something where he can't make it through the full concussion protocol because the knee is?
No, I think he's pretty good with that. I think it's, there's lots of steps in it, but he's right towards the end of that. I think he might be getting cleared later today. But it's, just the pain tolerance with the knee and stuff. We thought it would go down faster and hasn't as quickly as we thought it would.
When you go to a game like this, do you go in knowing all the scenarios as far as how a win, a loss, and even a tie affects you guys as far as, how you might want to play it in case it does go into overtime?
No, I don't yet. I will have our live computers in the building, which is what I call them, HAMP. Will definitely let me know, probably as it gets close to there, whether a tie is better than a win or a loss. So tie's always better than a loss, but exactly what it means. But no, I don't worry about that stuff till I have to.
Did you get any feedback on Sunday in Cincinnati, whether it was okay to play, for a tie, just don't lose it, or anything like that?
I said it out loud, and he didn't contradict me. So I said it out loud out of frustration that on that 3rd and 4, if we don't get this, I'm kicking the field goal, which I was very upset with because I'm mad at myself if I'm going for a tie instead of a win. That'll be a very rough flight home, but I know how important it was for us not to lose that game. So it wasn't worth that gamble. And since he would have contradicted me if he thought I was wrong.
Is that exactly how you said it, or did you sprinkle in some other words?
I probably sprinkled in some other words.
With a few of the games getting changed around the league, do you have any objection to that? And what are your feelings about? Because there's a few teams in there that are.
I couldn't imagine playing a game with missing 25 guys. It's hard when you're missing 7, so I couldn't imagine with 25. So that, to me, I'm not paying attention to who and what and stuff, but that sounds like it makes the most sense to me.
We asked you this last year, but do you start to consider sequestering a quarterback or something just in case there is, an outbreak on the team?
Yeah, we didn't have the most concern for us just because we've been fortunate that it hadn't entered here yet, and hopefully it won't. But then when the league made that rule yesterday anyways for everybody, and then it's kind of done anyways. We're not allowed to meet together, so our meetings right now are how they were when we went to Arizona last year. That started today, and I think that continues till Monday, I think, and then we'll see what happens after that.
How does that affect your game planning just to go virtual? Is there any modifications to it? Would you obviously rather be in person?
I don't think it affects game planning at all, but I think it definitely affects success rate. It's just same thing with kids learning from school online. It's not as good. It might work for a couple days or so, but it's not at all the same thing. It's much harder to focus. You can't have that interaction when you put in a lot of hours throughout the day. It's just different when you're doing it on a screen, and especially when you're coaching things hard and trying to get things corrected, and you just are looking at a bunch of faces on screens. It's I know for sure through experiencing it last year, it's guys don't learn as well. So that's the stuff you get a little frustrated with, and But, one day into it, it's not a problem, but that does add up.
You would, oh, go ahead.
Sorry, do you try to talk to them more on the field, knowing that ahead of time and having learned?
I did today a little bit. I usually don't talk that long on the field when we break the team down. I probably did a lot today. But yeah, it's not the same when you're over a screen.
Did you anticipate something like this happening, and you guys protected Nate Sudfeld early in the week? Was that because of this?
How do we protect them?
On your practice squad?
Oh, I don't know. That was a good decision if they did, though. Actually, that makes sense why he wasn't claimed. So definitely, that was an option of him leaving. So glad we made it not an option.
Did you talk to the team about that today, just about stay safe and let's keep this out of here?
Yeah, and I mean, we talked about it a lot the whole time, and I think, we've done a real good job of that. And but I mainly talk about they know all that stuff, and you talk about the distractions of this all. Like I understand the distractions, but you can get consumed thinking and talking about this, like everyone is, add on Christmas and stuff with that coming and things like that, and you just aren't as focused. I talked to our team a lot today on how focused I know Atlanta will be. Getting out of their hometown, getting on a plane, coming here a little bit early, which I think they are, but I know they'll be focused. And we got to make sure there's no excuses for us not to be. And there are reasons that I would understand, but that's why you got to consciously be aware of those and make sure that doesn't distract you from doing anything different than what you normally do.
All right, appreciate it, guys.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Oh man, feeling great, man. Feeling very great, man. Ready to go.
Do you feel like every time you get out there, every game you play, it's coming more and more back to you?
Oh yes, sir. No doubt, no doubt. I feel it a lot, man. I feel it a lot, and it's a great feeling. So I'm glad where I'm at. I'm glad where I continue to go. So it's all good.
You seem to have a little extra pep in your step every Friday.
Oh yeah, man.
Most people, I would imagine.
Yeah, Friday's a good Friday. Man. You always got to have a lot of pep. Everything positive, no mistakes. Everything's upbeat, up tempo, and just getting ready to roll on into Sunday, man. So, yeah, I try to be big smiles on Friday.
Is this all sort of according to plan? Like, once you came back from the injury, that it would probably take, I don't know, a month for your legs to get back underneath you. I mean, is this sort of fitting into the overall idea that you had about how you would come back?
I didn't really have like a specific idea. I just know I wanted to be back on the field. So whatever that was, however long it took, that was the plan. So I just wanted to be back on the field at the end of the day. Whether that's me coming in and getting 1 rep, 2 rep, 3 rep, it doesn't matter. So it's just being back out there doing what I love. You know what I mean? That was the main thing of it.
Kyle mentioned that he spoke to you all on the field regarding the whole COVID situation going on in the NFL and being so present. How did you guys take his message, and how does that affect you all?
He hit the nail on the coffin. It's not really a big deal. We're professionals. This is what we was about to do. We was about to go in the environment and adapt. Whatever that possible, whatever that is. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's just professionals. We did it last year. It's no big deal. Just ready to play football.
Jeff, how do you feel like the tandem of you and Debo is working out? Can you kind of see, you guys kind of play off each other, your style, his style, and kind of makes that offense, maybe more unpredictable? Or how do you just kind of feel how you guys are working together?
Great. Like I said, this is not me and Debo's first rodeo, so I've been around him for 3 years now, so he knows me, I know him, and especially when we got the ball in our hands, we both kind of got the same mindset. Nobody can bring us down, and we're trying to score. So, but just running with that and doing that, it's just great to be back out there on the field with him. He's a great player, and yeah, he's just kind of like the same person in that aspect.
Have you been in the role of fullback more than you've ever been since you've been here?
Yes, sir. But I mean, I like it though. You know what I mean? It's adding to the resume. It's the more you can do in this league. So that's what I'm called to do. That's what I'm called to do. So
You say you liked it. What do you like about it?
I just like blocking, man. Shoot, seeing somebody else score. You know what I mean? That's normally the role I'm in. They're normally blocking for me, and I'm the one scoring. So to have a reverse and do the same thing for them, it's just kudos. It's full circle. Everything works in full circle.
You had a run in Cincinnati. I think it was one of your early runs where you put a shoulder into a safety or a linebacker
Yeah.
coming up.
Yeah,
Remember that one?
yeah, that's my game. That's what I really love to do. I like to get down and nasty. I like to beat up on the defense, make them feel me. I try to take their soul. You know what I mean? Just let them know I'm here all day.
Wilson, you and Mitchell kind of have rotated throughout the season with the whole injury situation. You guys talk to each other how to keep motivated, stay focused when it comes down to the game time?
Oh yeah, that's a little bro. He's a little brother. I always keep him upbeat. Especially being in issues, it could be tough, even though you don't try to show it. So always giving them little positive things that I've seen, that I've technically went through when I was going around that time, it's kind of the same thing. So I kind of already know kind of what he's feeling without him even telling me. You know what I mean? So like just to be there and being an encouraging word from him, and that's pretty much all he's need. He's not a kid that needed a lot. You know what I mean? He comes and he already the full package. So just those little implements and those little words of encouragement from here and there, every time when I see it, I kind of can feel it from him. You know what I mean? And other than that, he's good to go. All right, y'all have a blessed one.
So I just put it out there.
The Victory Donuts line, can you explain when the Victory Donuts, they first come into play when you guys clinched the Super Bowl, or is that an every victory thing?
Yeah, that was a couple years ago. The rookies did a really good job of bringing donuts for the staff here on Saturdays, and then we all go get some on Sundays as well. So throughout the week, I don't really like to eat sugary stuff, so I tell them, save it for after the game. So that's when it started back in 19.
Did you guys vote this week for Pro Bowl with the players?
Yes, we did.
So you guys vote, the offensive linemen vote for defensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
Can you share who made your ballot?
I mean, like obvious people, like Aaron Donald. So it's pretty obvious.
Well, I mean, speaking of the pretty obvious, Trent Williams is a guy that seems pretty obvious at left tackle, but he wasn't doing great in fan voting. Do players kind of understand where the fans voting is and whether they need to step it up and get somebody like Trent in?
As in, like, we need to do something about it?
It's like say, hey, or do you even pay attention to what the fans are doing, or are you just so focused on?
No, it's up to the fans, and our fans do a really good job. I mean, all the stuff that Trent's been getting lately, especially with the movie he just released with his documentary. So I think the fans do see, and everyone's pretty cognizant that, he is the best left tackle in the league.
How long did it take you to kind of get familiar working alongside Alex Mack, and how's that relationship and rapport going right now?
It's been going great. Alex Mack is an extremely intelligent guy, and we're truly blessed to have him a part of our offense. And he's been keeping everybody just together, just being the center man. It's been great.
When you face a team like the Falcons, they do a lot of stuff defensively where they're moving around and trying to create confusion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how important is it for you guys? How on point do you guys have to be just to know your assignments and your protections?
Oh, we got to be extremely on point. But we have faith in Alex that he's going to be able to make the right calls and get everybody in the right positions to do our jobs.
With the league enhancing the COVID protocols again, what's the feeling like in the locker room? Whether do you guys feel it's unnecessary here, or do you understand why they're doing it? Do you have any objections to them moving games of some of the other teams?
I just coming in, I've been seeing some of the stuff that's going on. I still haven't really completely caught up. I'm just the rules that were passed down to us yesterday and today. So I'm not really caught up in all that stuff yet. But guys for the most part have been able to stay pretty healthy here, and they're going to continue doing a great job with the guys here in our training staff, keeping guys updated and keeping guys healthy.
Trent and his documentary, were you aware of the extent of the surgery, the procedure that he had?
Yes and no, because when he first got here a year ago, we kind of sat down and talked about it. Everything he's been through over there in Washington, with the Washington football team, and he was kind of explaining it to me, but when I was watching the movie, just see the images and the intensity of the surgery. And having the doctors explain, what exactly was happening, that was like a different realization for me, because, it's truly a scary ordeal that he went through, and just that experience alone. I'm so happy for him that he was able to make it through, not only, to keep his life, but to keep doing what he loves to do, is play football.
What was your reaction and the offensive line's reaction to watching that with him, and did you discuss it afterwards? What was sort of the night like for your group?
I just remember walking out of the movie theater, talking to Trent, and I just looked at him. I said, Trent, man, you're already here with me, and then just watching the movie just took it to another level. I didn't think it was possible, and so I have so much more respect for him for what he's been through, and just getting that personal, that little personal feel to everything he's been through, getting a little bit closer to what he's been through. It's quite it's amazing that all the work that he's put himself through after that, getting back into football and, going from that to being one of the best players in the league still.
How does that transfer to you personally? When you see somebody like him, you see what he, went through. Obviously in football, it's like the no excuses, but here you see it firsthand and you're with him on a daily.
Honestly, it makes me want to work so much more harder, to make him look good. I tell Trent, if I can, have you play out there with confidence, just know that I got your back in every play, then I think I did a good job because Trent's a special human, and what he does on the field is special as well. So, and I want to do everything in my part to continue that for him.
How has he elevated your game? And just, do you feel that you're playing at your best?
I mean, I think so, but I think it comes from like really both ends. Having Alex to my right and then having Trent to my left, has given me like a level of confidence, that I really never had before. And just having those two stable guys, two all-pro guys, next to me has given me a lot of confidence in my game.
You haven't given him a sack this season. Is that something that you think about? Obviously, you take pride in that, but what's kind of your feeling? I mean, you're 13 games in. You've already played 13 games, and no one's beating you.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's all five of us, and we all got to do our jobs. And, if it's everyone doing their job. And, I take pride in my part of my job, but at the end of the day, it's all five of us. And if we all don't go out there and function well, we're not going to win games.
That's a very humble answer.
It's part of being an offensive lineman.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Stay safe, guys.